It doesn't matter if you've played Raid only a month or a year, I guarantee you have met these 5 different types of Raid Shadow Legends players. These type of players each have a unique personality that we just love within the community, so without further ado, let's get into the 5 different types of people you're liable to meet if you play Raid Shadow Legends. The first type of player is the Shard Fiend. It doesn't really matter if they just got their first mystery shard or if they have one ancient shard. As soon as they get any shards at all, they are going to be opening them. This is a person who absolutely cannot wait for any of the 2x's, or they can't even wait for a 10x. This person absolutely needs every bit of dopamine the instant second they get it. Once they open something and don't get what they want, they typically are very angry and are looking for the next dopamine as possible. They'll go through the quest just to get the weekly ancient shard, and they do the campaigns and challenges just to one-time no whammies on every shard. You can catch this person typically making new accounts once they run out of shards, or even checking in on the clan boss, gambling that they're going to get the ancient shard check-in. More times than not, they have a pretty bad clan boss team and are just barely squeaking by to try to get an ancient shard on maybe the brutal boss. This next type of player is the Millionaire. This is somebody that has every character you want. In fact, they probably have multiple copies of every character you want. They've built out multiple legendaries that maybe aren't that great, and you hear them always complaining about their duplicates. If this person has 5 of one champion, it's probably a Lord Champ for it. Very often, this Millionaire barely hits the clan boss just to try to get the ancient shards or any of the gear drops, but doesn't hit it every single day. More times than not, they're in bronze arena because they just don't like doing the arena, and they spend their time trying to collect characters. They'll gamble for every single 2x and 10x, and then get mad when they don't pull what they want because they never save any resources. This is the person that uses money instead of brains and copy paste every single one of Deadwood Jedi's clan boss and dungeon guides. If you look at this person's gear, I guarantee you their gear is always wrong or very slow. Very often they're not going to have 100% crit rate capped on almost anybody. Most of the time they're worried about collecting the characters, and half the time their characters are booked but not even geared. The next type of person is the content creator. 100% they run their own clan that does not play very successfully. More times than not, this person has a completely unrealistic expectation of what you should have in your champions as well as your champion's vault. They receive plenty of resources every single week and don't understand why you, the player, cannot play the game without $100 free every single week. Their gear is atrocious, meaning it is some of the best gear you're ever going to see anywhere, and they can use any character to one-shot every single wave. If you're not able to build one of their teams, more times than not, they're going to charge you for an account takeover, so that way they can build the team for you, or spend time on your account, charge you, then tell you you need to go farm more silver. This type of person is very out of touch with the player-based community and believes that their opinion is way more valuable than they think it is. A lot of times they'll rage quit the content creation program and quit the game 3 to 4 times before eventually coming back to milk the YouTube income. Many times you can catch the lower tier content creators leveling pieces gear they shouldn't be, and then they have a million excuses as to why they're doing it. If the content creators are constantly out of resources, it is because they don't know how to play the game. Luckily enough, there is no content creator that is this dumb unless, well, let's cut the video here. Next, we have the Toxic Elitist. This is a person who is able to do the Dragon 20 in 15 seconds flat. Their Dragon team is a very free-to-play friendly type of team of Bad Alcazar, Double Zavia, Dracomorph, and Asifi, and this type of person does not understand why you are not able to keep up with their times. On top of it, anytime that you actually do beat something, they're going to tell you, well, congratulations, I beat that X amount of years ago. They'll often try to give advice, and their advice is just going to be to put better gear on your character, even though you don't literally own the gear. Most of the times, if you can't beat something, they're going to tell you try using this character, and that character is going to be a character you don't actually own. When you tell them that you don't own this or you don't have this ridiculous gear that they have, their response to this is going to be, well, you need to either get good or you need to go farm the gear. Little do they know you've been attempting to farm that gear for over a year. You're just not buying every single gear pack that comes out while you're doing it. This person typically has thousands, and I mean thousands of spare books, because they only book quote unquote the correct person. They're never going to tell you how much money they spent, because they don't want to devalue their achievement of being able to beat quote unquote a gacha game that is based upon RNG and spending. If you try to tell them that their achievements are really just either spending money or are based upon, you know, RNG and farming gear and auto clicking every single night overnight and having no time off sitting on the toilet with a laptop so that way you can play on the PC for optimal experience with no time down, they're going to just tell you need to get good or you don't understand the game. They more than likely stream 3 to 4 hours every single day, and their entire chat is people laughing at other people that either haven't spent $100,000 or doesn't have 580,000 crit damage with 100% crit rate and 25,000 attack and savage set. If they forget to auto-click overnight one night, they're going to wake up, and the next type of person is the free-to-play player. It takes them forever to log into the game because every single pack offer is always still available. Once they're logging in, they have to spend an hour receiving a bunch of pop-ups and clicking out of them. They're very excited whenever they get a new daily login reward, and they're extremely excited when for some reason they're not in last place on any tournament at all. More times than not, this type of person will try to make excuses as to why they have many 5 stars but only 1 or 2 6 stars. You know they're free to play because they've told you every single day of their life, and anytime they aren't able to complete anything, it is because they are in fact free to play. Their achievements mean more than your achievements because, again, they didn't spend money to do it. It doesn't matter if you didn't spend money either. They didn't spend money even harder. Don't forget that even rares, for some reason, are going to have lots of value to them because, again, they're free to play. When they go through and beat Dungeon 10, they're going to make sure every single person knows it. They may or may not play efficiently, but if they do not play efficiently, you're going to know why, because it's just a game to them, and they don't prefer to spend money in these type of games or support such a bad company. But yet, here they are playing the game every single day, and they seem even more addicted and even more into the game than the average elitist. Sometimes you wonder if these free-to-play people are ex-elitists who are now salty at themselves and have become a free-to-play person in order to tell themselves they never were this type of person. Let me know about this list. Have you met any of these people yourself, or did you find anyone on this list that you might be as well? I think I'm guilty a little bit of each and every one on this list, so a little bit of truth does help make it funny. Don't forget to like and subscribe on this video so that way you'll be notified of the next ones, and I'll see you all.